This brand new Harbor Freight air compressor, and I opened it up because it wasn't starting. It was like when you hit the switch, and I was like, oh wow, what nice capacitor wiring, because it was sitting there like that. So I crimped them down with some pliers, and now they're on a little bit tighter so they won't come off. I'm not saying that they weren't on there, like it wasn't wired properly at the factory, but those connectors are a little loose for those fittings. And I mean, just look at how massive this 2.5 horsepower motor is. It's crazy big. I think it's a V36 if I'm correct. Or I'm sorry, it's not a brushless, it's a brush. So you can hear the pressure. Of course, that's not the pressure because it has to start up, and once that valve pops out, then it starts working. But yeah, if you ever have the issues, just open it up, take the cover off. It's six little bolts, and then check and see if your capacitor's wired properly. Put it back together and see if it starts up, because I don't want to get shocked. Okay, I got all that back together, and if you're wondering, the reason that we got a new one is because this broke. It's not the same kind, but before they had an all acrylic. Not even acrylic, it was some kind of weird plastic plug, and it broke because it would never seal up right, so now they have this metal one on there. Harbor Freight always looks at their ratings. I'm sure that the reason that this is shaped like that is because it was weak. The air filter was really loud before, and then this thing as well. This thing was right here on the head, and that little brass thing that you see in the middle was sticking out the top, so airflow couldn't get by. This is what helps it start up, and once it gets to speed, then it pops out and it closes that valve, so that way it actually starts to compress there. But once it starts up, when it's starting up, it pushes it all out there, and then when it speeds up, then it closes, and then it goes down this tube and compresses it. The third thing, that was not the third thing, but anyway, this gauge was getting water inside of it, moisture, which I don't think that they fixed, because that's just kind of a normal thing with gauges. It depends on whether you're actually closing this valve or not when you put it away. This thing was really loose. Now there's barely any slack, like there's no slack, it doesn't move around because they curved the tube instead of making it straight. Also, the tank was a lot taller. Like this was at least 4 inches taller before, because this big drum part was shorter, and then these things were more shaped like a bowl, but now they're a lot flatter on top than they were before. They used to be like up to about there instead, and then there would be like that much less on the tank, so probably not that much, but you know what I'm saying. And yeah, and then I put brand new oil in it, got that wired, so that's how you do your wiring. So let's plug it in and see if it works. Okay. So yeah, that's how you do that. It's also a lot quieter, the air filter. You can't hear the air filter anymore. I mean, of course it's not quiet, it's pretty loud still, but I can actually pop. But that's how you fix a broken capacitor.